So here we are today with Mary Sullivan. And Mary, you've been writing Harlequin series for the last, how many years now?
About 12 years.
12 years,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
And your most recent book, this is part of a loosely connected series, would you say?
Loosely connected.
Okay.
I sold the first book to Harlequin, and it was about a fictitious town called Ordinary in Montana. And the editor liked it so much, she just said, write me more stories about this town. So I did. And I'll pick up one or two characters in the previous book. But you can read them as standalones, no problem. But I love the town myself, so I love writing about it. I said, if you want to buy my books, I'll keep writing about Ordinary Montana.
It's got to be fun to create your own town, the post office, the what, you know, I mean,
Yeah.
did you find that
Oh,
was
I
fun
loved it. I loved
creatively?
it. I made up a candy shop that I want to be real. I loved what I was describing. I thought, wow, I wish this was a real shop I could go into. But also, you're not quite as restricted with a fictitious town. I can add stores and take stores out as I want to. So I find that gives me a bit of freedom, and it also gives me the freedom as well to create great characters.
Yeah.
Because it's all fictitious.
Now, when you're reading, who do you like to read? Are you a contemporary reader exclusively?
No.
Or do you...
Contemporary and historical.
Yeah.
That seems to be where I am. And Lavrel Spencer is my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
And she was perfect because she did both.
Yeah.
She wrote both and wrote it all beautifully.
Mm-hmm.
And she was my inspiration. I read a couple of her books and I thought, I want to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as I thought that, the ideas started coming.
Yeah.
And all of these characters started popping up who felt so real. And I thought I better put them down on paper.
Yeah. Now, you enjoy writing contemporary, obviously.
Yes.
That's what you've been publishing.
Yeah.
And do you look at some of the other subgenres within romance with any interest? Maybe writing a historical one day, if you're a reader of it?
Currently.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Currently. My editor doesn't know yet, but...
And she'll find out here live.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. But no, I'm working on an historical while I'm waiting for the editor to take a look at my proposals. So it's perfect for me. So I've got a couple of proposals in, just waiting for my editor to get back to me. And in the meantime, I'm penning the historical and loving it.
Yeah.
It's, in a sense, much easier to write historical in that I find I have a tendency to go overboard, and you can do that in historical and get away with it, which you can't do as much in the series, in the category books. So I'm enjoying that.
Now, when you write, do you develop an outline so you can follow a certain path for your storyline, or do you character-driven?
Character-driven.
So they're
my gosh,
totally...
love characters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I do find now that I have to sell on proposal, which I didn't have to do before. I mean, when you're writing, you just write your stories and hope some people buy them, and then they say, what do you have next? And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, I better come up with a story first this time, instead of just the characters. But my editor is so open. She has a lot of faith in me, and I give her the outline. She says, I like this story. And I say, okay, fine. And I write it, and it veers off in some other direction. And she's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's okay with that, and I'm happy with that too. And so she just lets my creativity take over, and I go for it.
Yeah.
And even with an outline, I do find that it won't always, those characters won't do what I want them to do a lot of the time. And I just have to let them go, okay, we're going over here now. All right, let's do this. So,
you know, I've heard that before, just interviewing various authors, and from New York Times bestsellers to just beginning authors or unpublished even.
Right.
It's interesting how that muse and the one character will just take over and take the story in a whole different avenue.
Well,
and that's the fun part about writing, I'm sure. And as a reader, we're just thrilled to just follow your characters anywhere.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Well, I'll see where we can take them next. But I do find that I don't really honestly know the characters as well as I want to until I finish the first draft.
Yeah.
And I'll think I have them. I'll do all of my work on my characters and think, you know, I love these people, really want to write about them, really want to see them grow. And then by the end of the book, I'm thinking, wow, these are great characters. I really like them now, and let's go back to the beginning and put in all of this other stuff that I've learned about them through writing the book. So it can be a surprising process for me as well. Like I can't map it all out at the beginning.
Yeah.
It just things keep taking me by surprise. And that's one of the things I love about it. And when I'm reading somebody else's book, it's the surprises that I love.
Yeah.
You know, when
yeah.
when you think it's going one way and it absolutely doesn't.
What do you do, or what do you like to do in your free time when you have it?
I love nature. Love walking, love nature. It renews me. And oftentimes I live in downtown Toronto, right in downtown Toronto, but there's a surprising number of lakes and nature trails, and I just, if I'm stuck, it's a great place to go. I just head out to one of these nature trails and you hardly know that you're in Toronto, and just renew.
Yeah.
And I love to cook.
Oh.
And I love to eat. And I love to visit with my daughter who likes to cook. So, and I guess someday, since I write cowboy stories, I should learn how to ride a horse. And I've never been on one, which is really embarrassing to say, but that's life.
But you're good at writing about it and making us believe it.
I hope so.
Yeah. Just wear a helmet whenever you're riding.
Yeah, for sure. I just, on one of my nature walks, I visited a horse the other day, and his head was enormous. And I thought, whoa, I don't think I'm riding my horse is big enough, because this guy is enormous and really intimidating. And I sort of have a new respect for people who can control an animal that size.
So do you have, you're a series author, and with Harlequin, do you have aspirations to do single title writing at all?
Eventually, but not for a long time. Not for a long time. I mean, I only have the 3 books out now. The 3rd book comes out in August. And I haven't finished with this town yet, and I haven't finished with the characters. And it seems that every time I write another book, new characters pop up, and I think, oh, I would love to write his story or her story. And as long as my editor wants them, I'll keep writing them. But yes, eventually single title, I think, would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Another kettle of fish altogether.
Oh, yeah, because then you're really looking at a larger story and obviously more twists and turns to pull the reader and the characters through.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on your success.
Thank you.
Mary, we'll be looking for Mary Sullivan in our border stores.
I hope so.
From now till eternity. Thank you so much for being here.
I'm so happy to meet you. Thank you for having me. I just thoroughly enjoyed this. Thank you.
Thanks.